Good evening. Hello, friends. Alawa Pa. Welcome to our third night of festivities. How you doing, Amy?
I'm doing great, thank you. And how are you tonight?
Very
This
good.
is
I'm excited to be here. We've got
all
another
right.
wonderful lineup.
We do, and we're gonna just have souls singing and just partying their way on this Sunday night into a blissful week.
Yeah, exactly. Well, let's start with some supplications, some devotions. From Big Lake, we have Nina Horan. Are you ready, Nina?
I sure am.
Awesome.
O thou compassionate Lord, thou who art generous and able, we are servants of thine sheltered beneath the providence. Cast thy glance of favor upon us. Give light to our eyes, hearing to our ears, and understanding and love to our hearts. Render our souls joyous and happy through thy glad tidings. O Lord, point out to us the pathway of thy kingdom and resuscitate all of us through the breaths of the Holy Spirit. Bestow upon us life everlasting and confer upon us never-ending honor. Unify mankind and illumine the world of humanity. May we all follow thy pathway, long for thy good pleasure, and seek the mysteries of thy kingdom. O God, unite us and connect our hearts with thy indissoluble bond. Verily, thou art the giver, thou art the kind one, and thou art the Almighty. Abdul Baha.
O Son of Man, veiled in my immortal being in the ancient eternity of my essence, I knew my love for thee, therefore I created thee, have engraved on thee mine image, and revealed to thee my beauty. Baha'u'llah, the hidden words from Arabic 3.
And that was Gabriel Hamsi from Kirkland. Thank you, Gabriel. And thank you, Nina.
Yes, thank you. You did so well, Jamie, in selecting the youth and children from the Pacific Northwest. I think every night, right?
Yeah,
It's a good job.
we had Worthy from Florida last night too.
Yes, Pensacola, that's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
it really sweetens the deal, in my opinion, to have the youth and the children join us and help us get started with prayers, devotions.
Yes, you can't do any better than that. Well, next we have a duo, husband and wife, Catherine Key and Zolani Sela. So happy for those who are from the Washington, D.C. area. And Catherine, in her day job, works in public health and solves problems and crises around the globe. At the same time, she's a songwriter, composer, singer. She just all. And her dear husband seems to be able to play and master up from guitar to cello to bass, and I could go on and on and on. So we're super excited that they are following the children tonight and opening with the musical selections.
So I'd like to introduce this first piece. When Abdul Baha was traveling through the United States, there were a lot of rumors circulating about exactly who he was. And for some of the American believers thought that he was the return of Christ. So he made it very clear in one of his talks that his entire station is the same as his name, Abdul Baha, which means servant of Baha, servant of Baha'u'llah, or servant of glory. So this is some excerpts from one of the talks that he gave explaining his station. His name is Abdul Baha. His qualification is Abdul Baha. His reality is Abdul Baha. His praise is Abdul Baha. His name is Abdul Baha. Abdul Baha, servant of glory. Abdul Baha, servant of glory. Through the bounty and favor of the blessed perfection, Abdul Baha is the ensign of the most great peace. Through the gift of the greatest name, he is a lamp of universal salvation, shining with the light of the love of God. His name is Abdul Baha. His qualification is Abdul Baha. His identity is Abdul Baha. His praise is Abdul Baha. His name is Abdul Baha. Abdul Baha, servant of glory. Abdul Baha, servant of glory. The herald of the kingdom is he, that he may awaken the people of the east and the west. The voice of friendship, uprightness, truth, and reconciliation is he. His name is Abdul Baha. His qualification is Abdul Baha. His reality is Abdul Baha. His praise is Abdul Baha. His name is Abdul Baha. Abdul Baha, servant of glory. Abdul Baha, servant of glory. No name, no title, no mention, no commendation hath he, nor will ever have, except Abdul Baha.
Oh, that was wonderful. Sounds wonderful.
Thank you. We have a little bit of
Yes.
instrument change here.
Okay. Tell us where we can find those songs.
On this recording, we are debuting these songs tonight. We wrote them for this fundraiser. They are not recorded, except here.
Oh.
We'll
That's
release
so
them
beautiful.
later.
Okay.
We feel so special, don't we? I and Amy and all the listeners, I'm sure, feel so special
Yeah.
to hear him for the first
Oh,
time.
my goodness. Yes.
Okay, just so you know, Jolani is switching from fourths to fifths. That's not an easy task.
Hey, I said in the beginning, I understand if he can pretty much pick up any instrument, he's going to master it pretty
Awesome.
quickly. So, this is who he is. So let's enjoy.
So this next one is also a quotation from Abdul Baha, and there's the introduction. We don't actually sing, but it explains what he's talking about, which is he says, all the prophets were sent, all the books were revealed, that the law of love might be promoted. This is called Boundless. Each one must be a sign of love, a center of love, a sign of love, a star of love, a palace of love, a mountain of love, a world of love, a universe of love. Let us have love and more love and more love and more love. A boundless, irresistible, sweeping love. Let us have love and more love and more love and more love. A boundless, irresistible, sweeping love. A love that melts all opposition, that sweeps away all barriers, that conquers all foes. A love that aboundeth in noble striving, a love that triumphs over all obstacles. Each one must be a sign of love, a center of love, a sign of love, a star of love, a palace of love, a mountain of love, a world of love, a universe of love. Let us have love and more love and more love and more love. A boundless, irresistible, sweeping love. Let us have love and more love and more love and more love. A boundless, irresistible, sweeping love. A boundless, irresistible, sweeping love. Boundless, irresistible, sweeping love. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wowzers, wowzers, wowzers. So beautiful. That was
So
awesome.
beautiful. Yes. Thank you so much for the time, preparation, sharing your talents and gifts this evening with all of us.
Thanks. It's such a delight to see all of you, and we're so honored to be a part of this really amazing event with all of the bright lights from the Baha'i world, all of the performers, all of the musicians, and we're very pleased and honored to be invited to be a part of this. Thank you so much.
Thank you for being part of it. You made it so special, both of you. And our hearts go out to you. Thank you.
It does. Perfect.
It's going to be okay.
I had that thought during the evening, with all these bright lights, incredible talent, sweet hearts. It's going to be okay.
I've known Kat for a while, and the addition of what Jolani does to her music is I just love it. It's just wonderful.
Yes.
It's just wonderful. Way to go, you guys.
Yeah, such a lovely, perfect combination and union.
Well, next we have a super special treat, a really good friend of mine who lives just a little bit north of me. Her name is Vedad. Her married name is Vedad Theophilus, but she just goes by Vedad. And you'll see why. She grew up in a Persian Bahá'í family in Iran. And from a very young age, she had a passion for singing and painting. One of her paintings hangs in my office. And after the revolution in Iran, she moved to Spain. She adopted the flamenco music of Spain as part of her. The gypsies called her the Persa Gitana, or Persian gypsy. Then she moved to America, and she continues to study music and blend the genres of diverse cultures to reveal humanity's unity. This is Vedad.
چهره به چهره رو به رو شعر دهم غم تو را نکته به نکته مو به مو نکته به نکته مو به مو می رود از فراق تو دل از دو دیدم دجله به دجله یم به یم چشمه به چشمه جو به جو از پی دیدن رخم همچون صبا فتاده‌ام خانه به خانه در به در کوچه به کوچه کو به کو خانه به خانه در به در کوچه به کوچه کو به کو در دل خویش طاهره گشت و ندید جز تو را صفحه به صفحه لا به لا پرده به پرده تو صفحه به صفحه لا به لا پرده به پرده تو به تو.
I love that. All those flowers. That
Yes.
was called Face to Face, and it was a poem by Tahare. Tahare was one of the early believers of the Bab, a martyr. And a unique note about Tahare and Abdul Baha. Abdul Baha was a little boy and knew Tahare and used to sit in her lap and she'd read to him and tell him stories.
Mhm.
That was such a great selection. I was so happy to have received it and then been able to share it with everybody. She's got one more piece. This is one of my favorite tunes. Oh, I need to make sure I recognize the wonderful guitarist Bob Clifton, who lives up in Bellingham near Vedad, and they worked really hard on getting this music together. Thank you, Bob, for your wonderful guitar work. And this next piece is called O Baha'u'llah, and it's from the World Congress. It's written by Tom Price, and this is Bob and Vedad's own arrangement. Enjoy.
How full were thy days, how full were thy days, with trials and tribulations. How severe the ordeals, how severe the ordeals, how severe the ordeals. Thou didst endure.
Wasn't that special?
That was
So,
supremely special, just supremely special. Thank you.
I
Yeah.
love the guitar arrangement. It's just he's doing things I wouldn't think of to do that just sound wonderful.
And the art and nature,
Yeah.
allows for the spirit and the heart to just expand with those blossoming flowers in the first piece, and then the ocean clips in the second piece. Just a great combination of artistic expression and musical coordination. Just simply beautiful and elegant.
Well, Amy, now we have another special treat. I'm leaving
Yes,
it to
we
you
do.
to start.
Okay, well, Wendy and Stuart McCain. I don't know how many good words I can say. And I am excited to introduce this lovely, sweet couple. They're lifelong professional musicians, composers, educators, longtime Baha'is, and they're performing 2 original compositions this evening. And my heart is just full and overflowing with the 2 of them being able to perform this evening. And they are accompanied by Larry Dunlap, a well-known performer in the Bay Area, acoustic piano. Wendy and Stuart McCain.
Awesome.
I will grow tall as a tree. I will soar the sky one day. I will sing a robin song for Baha'u'llah. I was born to carry on. You gave me love, made me strong. Your loving arms, I know, were sent from Baha'u'llah. Unity and love of God will make this world anew. I'm learning love and trust and faith by being here with you. Now I'm small, one day I'll be like a brook that joins the sea. And when I grow, you'll see in me unity and love of God will make this world anew. I'm learning love and trust and faith by being here with you. Now I'm small, one day like a brook that joins the sea. And when I grow, you'll see in me
Well, you have to comment, Jamie. I just can't. I'm just like, what?
Such a
what can I
beautiful
say?
piece. Such a beautiful
Yes.
piece. Of course, Wendy's joined there by her husband, Seward, on bass. He's got a 5-string acoustic bass.
Hmm.
And, you know, if you want to hire a bass player, you can't do better than having someone like Seward with 5 strings. It's the best.
That was so beautiful. Love the children in the background, so tasteful and just an exquisite piece.
And
Thank
it
you.
was wonderfully sung by Wendy.
Yes.
We go back a long time, and they would let me stay at their house whenever I was on the road.
Uh-huh.
And then we did a lot of fun concerts and gigs, and it was really a blast. Well, we have a little interlude between their next song.
Okay.
There's a woman that lives in the sponsoring Baha'i community named Mary Lilliord, and she has written a poem for us. She is a mother, a grandmother, and she lives in Fall City, and this is her poem, and it's recited by Beverly Moore. Beverly was on our first night, and this is called His Shrine.
His shrine. That those following in the footsteps of the most great branch, the mystery of God, the moon of the central orb, the ensign, the mainspring, the limb of the law of God may be heard to say on some remote future day, we descend from its builders. Perhaps some particles are found among the many gleaming from its walls that were gifts from those who felt the shrine rise in their heart before it rose on the land. Could they resist the vision? Could they not find a way to belong to that cadre who rose, soaring upon his words and acted? Where there is love, nothing is too much trouble, and there is always time.
What a great sentiment. I love that. Now, you better put on your dancing shoes because here comes Wendy and Seward again with Island Heart.
Joyousness abounds in my island heart, an animating force, it was love that sparked. Playful moods arise as we dance and embrace. The nightingale of love shines its blessed grace. You and I are one with humanity, a garden that's enriched with variety. Grateful you're with me in this wonderful age. We'll learn and serve with love in this precious stage. Ah, my beauty. Ah, stunning me always as our journey is ablaze with life. Happiness close as our new life start. Consulting as we join our two singing hearts, bathing in the sea of universal love. Our song of love will soar to the Lord above. Joyousness abounds in my island heart. An animating force, it was love that sparked. Playful moods arise as we dance and embrace. The nightingale of love shines its blessed grace. You and I are one with humanity, a garden that's enriched with variety. Grateful you're with me in this wonderful age. We'll learn and serve with love in this precious stage. Blessed beauty, God, help us do our parts to unify the hearts of man. Happiness glows as our new life start, consulting as we join our two singing hearts, bathing in the sea of universal love. Our song of joy will soar to the Lord above. Baha'.
Makes you want to get up and dance, doesn't it? Oh my goodness. I love the energy.
It's so good. That's so good.
Yeah. It's really wonderful. Thank you, Wendy and Stuart, those original compositions for this event.
Well,
we'll move on to a video.
Yeah, we each of the 3 nights we've been featuring one of the Baha'i World News Service videos about the shrine, and this is our 3rd installment. It's the 3rd video, and notice when you see the little truck driving around up the upper right side, how small that truck is and how big the shrine must be.
Yes.
Wow. Wow.
Yes, you can, that comparison of the trucks or the vehicles, it really does give some context for just how magnificently large this project is.
Yeah, it's enormous. I can't wait to go there. Of course,
Yeah.
it's out by, if you've been near there, it's out by the Garden of Rizwan nearby.
Yes.
I can't wait to go there.
Can't wait to go there.
And did you notice the footnote said that we're getting ready to celebrate or observe the 100th anniversary of Abdul Baha's passing, which comes up in November.
Yes.
And we in the Northwest region, we had a letter from our Regional Baha'i Council that suggested ways of engaging others to let them know about the Twin Holy Days and the passing of Abdul Baha and the reading of the will, and then what's coming up in early January when the counselors all go to Haifa to hear about the new 9-year plan that's coming up. That ought to be spectacular.
Yes.
Well, I have the really, oh yeah, before we get there, this is the how to contribute. This, of course, is a fundraiser. And if you are a Baha'i, you have the distinct privilege of being able to contribute to the various projects and to the various funds. And you can access those by going to ocsbaha'i.org, ocs.baha'i.org. It suggests that you add maybe 15 cents to your contribution so we know it came from this particular event, this fundraiser. Maybe we can measure how much money came in. You can also make a contribution through the Palo Alto Baha'is at their Venmo. Please include your Baha'i ID number in the note. Or you can send a check via mail, care of Palo Alto Baha'i Community, P.O. Box 60418 in Palo Alto, California. Zip code is 94306. Or you can call or email the National Office of the Treasurer. And I'm not going to describe the numbers or the email addresses. You can take a screenshot. On Mac, it's Shift Command 3 will take an automatic screenshot. Shift Command 4 and you can zero in on whatever you like. But that's how you can give to the fund in order to support the building of the shrine. And also, if you are interested, there was a program on Friday evening for the birthday of Robert Turner. So this fundraiser is to benefit the shrine of Abdul Baha that we're building, and in honor of Robert Turner, who was the first African-American Baha'i. And so if you want to contribute to that fund to beautify his resting place outside of Burlingame in Northern California, you can also do that. You can find that place to contribute on the online contribution service at Baha'i.org. Or excuse me, Baha'i.us. Now we got all the business stuff out of the way.
Yes.
I have the distinct pleasure of introducing one of my favorite people and one of my favorite singers. This is Sandy Simmons Williams. She has sung with so many great artists. I'll start with Michael Bolton. I'll start with Anita Baker, yes?
Yeah.
I think Anita Baker. And Natalie Cole, and a whole host of others. And we used to get a chance to play, not often enough, but often in my years in California. We've had some great fun gigs, and it's always a blast. This is my dear friend Sandy Simmons, and she's going to sing Nature Boy, and then she's going to say a prayer for us, or chant a prayer for us. Take it away, Sandy.
I wanted to sing this song because it reminds me, it's one of my father's favorite songs. I grew up listening to jazz, and every morning that's what would be on the radio when I opened my eyes. And this particular song reminds me of those special human beings that are divinely inspired or divinely put in our paths to learn about who we are as human beings and what our job is here and what our path is, what we're supposed to be doing while we're here. And they're very special people. They seem to be a lot different than ordinary people. So I'd like to dedicate this song to Abdul Baha and Baha'u'llah and all the messengers of God that have come before. This is my husband's and I are working in progress version of Nature Boy. Thank you.
Say he wandered very far over land and sea, a little shy and sad of eye, but very wise was he. And then one day, one magic day, he passed my way, and while we spoke of many things, fools and kings, this he said to me, baby girl, you know the greatest thing you could ever learn is just to love and be loved in return. There was a boy, a very strange, enchanted boy. They say he wandered very far over land and sea. He was a little shy and sad of eye, but very wise was he. And then one magic day, he passed my way, and while we spoke of many things, fools and kings,
That's Nature Boy. You know, Jamie asked me to sing this prayer, and it's written by Baha'u'llah. And, you know, we have quite a job to do as human beings on this earth, and God keeps sending us these messengers, and we keep not paying attention to them. So I just wanted to read this short message from the Universal House of Justice, who Baha'is believe is the source of all good and free from all error. This is our message in 1967. He says, they say, we must follow the example of the apostles of Christ, who, as testified by Abdu'l-Baha, quote, forgot themselves and all earthly things, forsook their cares and belongings, purged themselves of self and passion, till at last they made the world another world, illumined the face of the earth, the surface of the earth, and even to the last hour proved self-sacrificing in the pathway of that beloved one of God. Let them that are men of action follow in their footsteps. So the prayer I want to sing is about detachment. It is about what we must do and what our blessings are when we give ourselves to God. Lauded be thy name, O Lord, my God. I beseech thee by thy name, through which the hour hath struck, and the resurrection came to pass. And fear and trembling seized all that are in heaven and on earth, to rain down from the heaven of thy mercy and the clouds of thy tender compassion, what will gladden the hearts of thy servants who have turned towards thee and helped thy cause. O Lord, keep thy servants and thy handmaidens safe, O Lord, from idle fancies and vain imaginings, and give them from the hands of thy grace a draught of the soft flowing waters of thy knowledge, and rain down from the heaven of thy mercy and the clouds of thy tender compassion, what will gladden the hearts of thy servants who have turned towards thee and helped thy cause. O Lord, thou truly art the Almighty, the most exalted, the ever forgiving, the most generous, rain down what will gladden the hearts of thy servants who have turned towards thee and helped thy cause. O Lord, rain down, rain down, rain down. Thank you. Thank you, Craig Kohler, for that beautiful melody. And he and I and my dear husband, Tony St. James, Williams are going to be collaborating on the production of that prayer in the future, hopefully before this the centenary of Abdu'l-Baha's passing.
That was so great, Sandy. That's one of my favorite pieces. I always ask you to sing it. Now I have a recording of you.
Yeah, a cappella.
It was great. It was wonderful.
It really was, Sandy. Thank you so much.
And there's Tony back there. Tony's turning knobs and helping out. Thanks, Tony. It was his birthday yesterday.
Yeah.
Aw, happy birthday.
Yeah, it's Joy's birthday too.
Now, one of the reasons we put Sandy in this slot is because she wanted to open for our next guest.
Yes.
And
it's my joy.
She almost needs no introduction. But she has a great legacy of teaching about the scourge of racism and helping us all become better. And do you have her bio handy? I didn't pull it up. I'm a bad person.
Well, we chatted about that, but we know that Joy has quite a body of work, an extensive body of work in the field of healing racism. And I don't know that we could begin to do justice to speaking of her work, but she's an author, she's a public speaker, she's an academic, she's a scholar in this field, recognized by corporations, colleges, universities, all matter of organizations, and extending her work and broadening the conversation around this most challenging issue. And tonight, as part of the rich programming that has been designed, Rainn Wilson will be having a conversation with her. And we know him as our actor in the NBC Emmy Award-winning show titled The Office, in his role as Dwight. And of course, we also know he does other initiatives relating to elevating spiritual conversations and dialogues. And also his great work in Haiti with women's rights and education for girls. So we should have a super and really fascinating conversation here.
So this is Rainn Wilson interviewing Dr. Joy DeGruy. And if you want to find out more about Dr. DeGruy, you can search her out on YouTube. She has several talks available. In addition to her lovely website, there's so much information there. So much information there. So thanks, Sandy, and on to Rainn and Dr. Joy. Yes.
Dr. Joy, thank you so much for getting on the horn with me. I'm so delighted to be speaking with you today.
I'm delighted to be here. It's always a delight to talk to you, Rainn.
Oh, you're very kind, and back at you. What an interesting topic we're delving into. This is a man I know very little about. Robert Turner. So what is the significance to honoring Robert Turner?
Well, Mr. Robert Turner was the first African-American Baha'i. And I have a kind of a special connection with him, which, kind of struck me when I found out he was born in 1856, October 15th, 1856. And almost 100 years to the day. I was born October 16th, 1957. And,
how about that?
And immediately kind of taking a look at that, literally one day, 101 days. And so I thought about, immediately what life had to be like for him during that time. And the fact that, he was educated by the Hearst family, William Randolph Hearst.
William Randolph Hearst, Lydia Hearst, Phoebe Hearst, yes.
All of them. He was educated, and he was a butler in their household. And I'm always, I think, deeply impacted by folks that literally stray away from what the world is telling them to do, because we're talking about in the midst of, and I believe there was nearly 2,700 lynchings between the time he was born in 1909 when he died. So we're looking at a period of time where Harvard University was saying Black folks were, genetically inferior. You have segregation, you have lynching, you have no civil rights. And this man was studying with wealthy white women, the Baha'i faith. Okay, let's be clear how deep that was for that time. And, my dad, who, my family came from the South, from Louisiana. My parents raised me to be twice as good. They said, Joy, in order for you to just get to fair, you have to be twice as good. I have 4 degrees, for example, a little overkill. But part of it having to negotiate, navigate anti-Blackness, white supremacy, all the, the usual suspects. But if we consider that now, when I was born, and that was what I was being told to do, he had to be more than twice as good. In fact, I call him a superhero. If I were to describe Mr. Turner to young people, I'd say he's a superhero, because what he had to navigate, what he and then brought skill, brought honor, brought this whole idea of dignity to this process at a time when he was considered subhuman. You know what I mean? And folks were in fact, the year he was born, there were like 69 people lynched that year. And so when I think about just the superhuman power that you have to kind of bring up, and that superhuman power gave him the insight, in spite of all that, to believe and recognize the oneness of mankind, to know that that was true in his heart and in his being. Even though walking through the world, he wondered if he could enter rooms. And let me just say that being in that space with wealthy white women who were all learning, again, Phoebe Hearst among them. Matter of fact, they became Baha'is at the same time. Consider the fact that anything approaching that could have cost him his life. It could have cost him his life to just speak to a wealthy white woman, let alone sit in the room as a man and as a Black man and study with them. So I say hero for, I'm not saying that lightly. I'm saying that he would, not only that, everything we've heard about him, he was extraordinarily skilled. He had an incredible work ethic. People turned to him for guidance around how to get things right. I mean, he was a superhero,
Yeah.
And I think that so often we don't recognize them. But, Abdul Baha, the center of the covenant of the Baha'i faith, recognized him, referred to him as the pupil of the eye, as he has all people of African descent, the pupil of the eye, to say that to him. And then I want to kind of speak to why that statement was so powerful, and towards the end of his life, why that statement of the pupil of the eye and what that means, and essentially saying that the pupil is Black, but it is light and vision and sight that comes from that Black pupil. And so when the Baha'i writings refer to people of African descent as a pupil of the eye, they're saying that even though that pupil is surrounded by a sea of whiteness, it beholds what is before it. And and I believe it's those wisdoms that he grew with through all the toil and the struggle. I mean, he died so young. He was like 52, when he died. He was, kidney failure. And I think that, just that position of dignity that he held, and he walked with this level of integrity that is so profound. And I think towards the end of his life, one of the things that he said is he wasn't going to let the world throw dust in his eyes. And that's just an interesting statement. He says, I'm not going to let the world throw dust in my eyes, and juxtapose that with this whole idea of being the pupil. I'm not going to let you tell me I don't see what I see. I don't see beauty. I don't see oneness. I don't see love. I don't see God. I don't see hope. He didn't let the world throw dust in those eyes, and as a result of that, he paved the way for people like myself,
Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. And someone else that was a superhero, obviously, that we're recognizing, someone else that broke all the rules, that defied the odds, was Abdul Baha, his spiritual teacher, whose love for African Americans and vision for their incredible spiritual power and destiny was unmatched. So talk about that. I mean, we don't know a whole lot about their relationship,
we don't hear a lot about that. And he, of course, eventually met Abdu'l-Baha, in the Holy Land in Haifa, Israel. But even prior to that, in his correspondence, he actually corresponded with Abdu'l-Baha. But I think what's so powerful about who Abdu'l-Baha is as the exemplar, he's the example, right? And sometimes, we because the Baha'i faith is, the central tenet of the faith is the oneness of mankind. That's the point. Okay, at the end of the day, all of the rest of it is to help us recognize this point of the oneness of mankind. And we see that, in the midst of them beating and whipping Haitians at the border, from horses, and all the horrible things that have happened in this country, George Floyd, in the midst of all of those things, we have to really stop and pause and consider when Abdu'l-Baha entered the United States, one of the things that he refused to have meetings that weren't integrated. And if they didn't integrate it, he integrated. He asked for Louis Gregory at one point, pounding on, where is Mr. Gregory? Put him at the seat of honor, breaking every rule, social rule, even, literally the rules of the day, the law. He said, oh no, I'm not signing on for that. And again, here he is coming from a whole nother country, coming and establishing as an example, this is not acceptable, right? He's saying it's not acceptable, when truly we were nowhere near understanding anti-Blackness and creating, this notion of anti-racist in contemporary society. So of course, Abdu'l-Baha, he was Abdu'l-Baha, he was the mystery of God, in that he did demonstrate and exemplify what in fact people like Mr. Turner did, and really basically taking that stand, creating his own narrative as it relates to his life and truth, and really departing from the African-American vantage point, departing from a very strict Christian, upbringing as everybody had. So he really, he really leaned into the truth in a way that, like I said, puts him at the tip top in terms of courage and, assertiveness.
And how would you see his legacy today, not just for African-American Baha'is, Black Baha'is, but for all Baha'is?
I think that if anything else, I think he is a demonstration of the results, the fruit that can come from standing up for yourself, for speaking truth to power, to living authentically with virtue. I think that it's an example. In truth today, religion itself is like a bad word. It's like a bad word. I mean, you go to most universities and they'll say, well, now you can be spiritual, but you can't be religious, right? So he really pushed against that, as did Abdu'l-Baha, in terms of demonstrating that it was in fact religion that gave him, and the Baha'i faith in particular, that gave him the strength, that girded him up to even move further, to lean further into what is true. And that is, controversial. But to me, what it really speaks to, looking at it today, is courage, and having the courage to stand up for what you know is right and true.
Well, I love that quote you said earlier on about I'm not going to allow the dust to get in my eyes. And there's so much dust that gets in our eyes in the modern world, right? So can we, white Baha'is, Black Baha'is, Native Baha'is, Indigenous Baha'is, women and men Baha'is, can we not let that dust in, wipe that dust out, clear that dust out, and try and see the spiritual truth for ourselves, the independent investigation of truth? That's what it brings up in my mind.
And it's happening, though. I think, even and I think actually you're not like this, but I think you were a pioneer in a lot of ways, in that you were unwilling to be someone different than who you are, even out there in the larger world, telling your story, having an authentic way of moving. It's that I'm seeing emerge everywhere, where people are saying, hey, wait a minute, I get to be me. I get to show up as me. And it's okay that I got foibles. It's okay that I got, I've got issues. And we're beginning to see that, people saying, look, I'm not okay. All right. I'm not okay.
Yeah.
Everybody, it's almost like a big secret that everybody knows, and I think that it really did unleash. And I think, just the whole idea of recognizing our fundamental oneness speaks to the fact that there's nothing that can be happening with you that I can't relate to, period. What I mean? That's the reality. We are one. We're human beings. And, we're moving through the world, maybe in different places at different speeds, but we're all human beings having this human experience, and so I'm seeing that emerge. I'm seeing that what gets birthed from that courage are other people that say, I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take this anymore.
Yeah, right on. Well, Joy, this has been such a delight. Thanks for letting me into your thought process and your, inimicable way of seeing Robert Turner. I've learned a lot, and it's been just a pleasure reading about him, speaking to you, and thanks for speaking with me.
You are welcome, my brother. Take care and be safe.
All right.
And be well and be happy.
And to you. Thank you so much.
All right.
Well, all I can say after that, Jamie, is gee whiz, you took us to school a little bit. Little tip of the workshop that she does. And I was just thinking, great, we partied Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we have to go to work tomorrow. And one way to go to work is to bring Joy DeGruy into our corporations, our companies, businesses, any conversations we're facilitating in our community to elevate the conversation to meaningful work. I just think that was just thrilling to my soul in many ways. So.
Mine too. I agree. And I love the way she just kind of bounced off the screen, I mean, every way she just looked beautiful. Her headdress and her glasses and her voice and what she was talking about just bounced, her spirit just bounced off the screen. Oh, it was just wonderful.
Yes.
Such a coup for us to be able to have that. Such a coup. It was really nice.
And I always love how Rain expresses his curiosity around topics.
I do too. He's
live questions. Yes, he's awesome with that.
When we received that, it was raw, and we didn't take, we didn't in the earlier and before we cut it up, we edited it a little bit, but that's it's going from when they decided, okay, here we go, to when and we didn't have to do anything except cut off the front and cut off the end, and it was one take. That struck me too, that they were able to do that. It just didn't
you have elite professionals there.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Joy has a website called joydegruy.com. That's JoyDegruy.com, and you can find out more about her and follow her. She's amazing. You talk about edifying. All of my grades in school would go up now.
Beautiful. Well, let's take it back in that realm of artistic and musical expression, these qualities and virtues. And you take it away, because you have you're introducing the next.
All right.
Harmonic.
So next is we had them. I think it was last night. Was it last night or Friday night?
Last night.
I think it was last night. We had Kurt and Leslie Asplund, and they're back again with us tonight with another original song. This is called Eagle, and I think it is about the beloved guardian.
So this song is called The Eagle. It's about Shoghi Effendi, who guided the affairs of the faith from 1921 to 1957. Eagle flies high above the clouds, alone. soars. God knows it's hard when the whole world tries to drag him down. The tears of those who knew the pain cleansed the wounds and eased the burden, but he couldn't stop the rain or the souls who would not understand him. The eagle died, and though his wings are still, he flies, he flies. And he soars. He tried that the whole world might fly along with him. Fly
I think that's a brand new song. Great job. Beautiful job. Thank you, Kurt and Leslie.
Yes, as I indicated on their last, when they played last night, right? Yeah, last night. I'm just eager to add them to my playlist. It's such meditative and music.
We'll have to talk them into recording.
Yes. Yes.
Well, next we have an artist that was here with us on the first evening with her husband, guitar player Serge. This is a wonderful arrangement of "You'd Be So Nice to Come Home To," and this is by Tierney Sutton.
You'd be so nice to come home to. You'd be so nice by the fire, while the breeze on high sang a lullaby. You'd be all my heart could desire, under stars chilled by the winter, under an August moon burning above. You'd be so nice, you'd be paradise to come home to and love. You go, be so nice to come home to and love. You go, be so nice by the fire. While the breeze on high saying a lullaby, you'd be all my heart could desire. Under stars that are chilled by the winter, under an August moon that's burning above, you'd be so nice. You'd be paradise to come home to. Under stars chilled by the winter, under an August moon burning above, you'd be so nice. You'd be paradise to come home to come home to come home to. And bum 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 baby dee dee dee, to come home to and love.
Thank you, Tierney and Serge. They were some of the first ones to send their videos to us. And they recorded them in Paris. Serge is a wonderful French guitarist. He's had a wonderful career playing in France and all over the place. And they recently were married, within the last 3 or 4 years. And they make their home in Paris. So they weren't sure they were going to be able to be in front of the camera at whatever time that would be with the time difference. So they sent us their videos. And
oh my goodness, that's beautiful. And one thing I do want to share with everyone, the other evening I mentioned, what I found so impressive is that the band has been together for so many years. And here's one of her quotes, that their arranging style is based on the principle of consultation. And the band is very much run on Baha'i principles. There's very much a sense that what we do is essentially a spiritual thing, and everyone's voice needs to be heard. So I feel like that. Those are wonderful little tidbits to know about your favorite artists. So I wanted to share that.
That is nice. Well, we have another piece now. This is a little. Last night we had a couple of dance pieces, and we have another dance piece tonight. And this is from a group called Is Everywhere. And I'm 95% sure about this, but this is Natasha Heath with her two nieces,
Okay.
Maya and Malika, and those are Van's grandchildren.
Those are Van Gilmer's grandchildren, and everybody's from Los Angeles area, I believe, right?
I believe so, yes.
Okay.
So this is Everywhere, Building Me a Home.
So I guess you could say we've been building a lot. Building the deck, building the basketball court, building planters for my wife's garden, building the side room for a sunroom, enclosing the deck. We've been building, doing a lot.
Building the sound system, building relationships with our neighbors, building stronger bonds with our kids. We've been building ourselves a home.
Yeah, building a home.
See me praying, I'm building me a home. When you see me praying, I'm building me a home. This earthly house, it's gonna soon decay, and my soul's gotta have somewhere to stay. So when you see me praying, I'm building me a home. When you see me praying, I'm building me a home. This earthly house, it's gonna soon decay, and my soul's gotta have somewhere to stay. When you see me praying, I'm building me a home. This earthly house, it's gonna soon decay, and my soul's gotta have somewhere to stay.
That's so cool.
I just got to say, you did a magnificent job with bringing together all these performers and artists. Just fabulous. And so grateful. They mostly all said yes.
Yeah, we're fortunate.
I just want to know, who's the guy? Is it their brother, cousin?
I think an uncle. I think an uncle, brother-in-law of Natasha. I believe. I'm not sure. I haven't met him before, but I believe it's Jamie's brother. I think.
Okay.
Jamie Heath's brother.
Beautiful blending of the voice and then the dance. Just beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, there is an artist coming on that I don't know, Jamie Findlay.
Well, I think we have Shadi first.
Okay.
Shadi's going to do another piece for us.
Okay.
She was with us last night, and boy, is she good. Everyone loves Shadi. And she's in your playlist, right?
She is.
Yeah. She's wonderful to see live, too. She's just such a happy soul.
Yes, and I've never done that. Hopefully I will one day.
And she is performing with her mother, Shadi. No, I'm sorry.
Shadi. Shadeen.
What is it?
Shadeen. Right? Aidin. Yes.
Thank you. And they are doing My Adored One.
Okay. Beautiful.
From the sweet scented streams of thine eternity, give me to drink. Oh my God. And of the fruits of the tree of thy being, enable me to take, oh my from the crystal springs of thy love, suffer me to quaff, oh my glory, oh and beneath the shadow of thine everlasting providence, let me abide, oh my life. Within the meadows of thy nearness, before thy presence, make me able to roam, oh my beloved. And at the right hand of the throne of thy mercy, seat me, oh my desire. joy. Let a breath pass over me. Oh, my head goes.
Such a powerful mother-daughter duo,
Yeah, I know.
Shadi and Shadon. Just
And I
beautiful.
think the backing tracks there were provided by Louis Sheldon of Seals and Crofts guitar fame. He moved to Australia, and Shadi and her mother are from Australia. They now live in Vancouver, but I think she got Louis to help her with the tracks. They sound great. He's wonderful, wonderful, wonderful
Okay.
artist.
You're awesome. I love it that you know all those musical tidbits.
Yeah, that's how you get the good guys, is know about them.
All right, Jamie, well, you're up with your colleague, Wes Deering.
This is a rather new piece. I took one of the writings from the book 2, Ruhi book 2, and it's "O Wayfarer in the Path of God." And this is my vocal debut.
Okay.
O wayfarer in the path of God, take thou thy portion of the ocean of his grace, and deprive not thyself of the things that lie hidden in its depth. Be thou of them that have partaken of its treasure, a dewdrop out of this ocean would shed upon all that are in the heavens and on the earth. Suffice to enrich them of the bounty of God.
Well, I enjoyed your vocals.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you very much for debuting on this special occasion.
My extreme pleasure. We're coming up to the end. I want to make sure that you all know about how to contribute if you want to. I think Karush will post the information. You can post at the online contribution service at ocs.baha'i.us. And you can also send it to the Venmo account of the Baha'is of Palo Alto. Make sure to include your Baha'i ID number. You can also send a check directly to the Baha'is of Palo Alto. And I'm not sure if is the screen on? No, I don't think it is. Yep, there it is. My computer just decided to do whatever it wanted. So, care of Palo Alto Baha'i Community, P.O. Box 60418 in Palo Alto, California, 94306. Or you can call or email the National Office of the Treasurer. And there is an email address there, Baha'i Treasurer's Office at usbnc.org, or 847-733-3472.
Okay, and then, hey, Jamie, it finally occurred to me that we need to say anything differently about folks earmarking for the shrine about Baha as compared to.
You can make a contribution to the shrine of Abdul Baha, or if you wish, you can contribute to the beautification of Robert Turner's resting place. Now that goal has been met, and anything extra on that goal they're going to use to teach all kinds of, to reach out to African American community for sure, but they'll be doing it in all kinds of ways. So the funds will get used in his name that way.
Okay, the goal was met. That's a point of celebration. I had no idea. Thank you for sharing that. Oh, what a lovely way to end this 3-day event. Right, that's super exciting, Jamie.
3-day event. What are we going to do tomorrow?
That's been my worry all day. I'm not going to see you tomorrow night. I'm not going to see Karosh. I'm just going to be so sad. So I'll be watching the links. I'll be watching the streams,
So we have one more piece. Our dear Beverly is asking what the goal was for Robert Turner Memorial Fund. It was, this is information I got from Dr. Billy, I got it from the treasurer, from Juana. And the goal was $100,000, and I think they have $160,000. And then from what I understand, the goal of Abdul Baha's shrine is 75 million, and I think they're about halfway there. But we wanted to push this and do our part, and especially the community of North King County, the assembly for whom we're doing this project. They wanted to reach out and honor Robert Turner and help build the shrine of Abdul Baha in Robert Turner's name. So that's why we're putting it. That's why all these artists have put their time and effort and their beautiful art and music to this endeavor. And the list is long. I'd love to thank everybody, but I'm sure Karush would come in and say, Jamie, we have to end with this one more piece by Emily Price and Van Gilmer. This is "O Thou Compassionate Lord," and this is Van's composition. Amy, it's been great working with you.
Oh, are we saying goodbye? And after this, we're signing off. Is that right?
We might be able to come back and say goodbye again, but I just want to say it's been
if
great.
We can, it's been fabulous. Every minute, every second, you've just been, spiritual brother. You've been in every way just so considerate, kind, encouraging, and I cannot say enough about Karosh. So if we don't have more time, I hope I've said enough.
Thanks, everybody. Here's Emily and Van.
Yes.
thou who art generous and able. We are servants of thine, sheltered beneath thy providence. O thou compassionate Lord, thou who art generous and able. We are servants of thine, sheltered beneath thy providence. Cast thy glance of favor upon us. Give light to our eyes. Give hearing to our ears, and understanding and love to us. O thou compassionate Lord, thou who art generous and able. We are servants of thine, sheltered beneath thy providence. Cast thy glance of favor upon us. Give light to our eyes. To our eyes. Give hearing to our ears, and understanding and love to us. Understanding and love. Understanding and love. Understanding and love. And understanding and love to us. To us.
Well, good night, everybody. Thank you so much. We got about 30 seconds left, and then if we're not gone, we upset the NSA, and we can't do that. God bless everybody. Aloha pa. Thank you for your contributions. Thank you for everything, your music and your time and your talent, and
yes, and always deep gratitude, love, sincerity. Thank everyone for every level of engagement, from best wishes to performance to contributions in all ways. Thank you so much.
See you next time. Bye-bye.